What's poppin', everybody? It's Tony Online. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. We're just gonna get right into the story. You know, I'm not one for long, drawn out intros. Let's get right into the content.
Introduce y'all one of them young reckless niggas.
So clearly I've relaunched, you feel me, my pop culture era, especially with the Lindsay Lohan Lilo t-shirt. You feel me? Looking at some past Hollywood stars who have, unfortunately passed away due to drug addiction, like Whitney Houston, Keith Ledger, Brittany Murphy, Bobby Christina, etc. I kind of want to talk about some stars who aren't dead that, grew up in the industry super young that had hardcore drug addiction. Something super interesting about like actresses and actors who grew up on the scene super young and were hardcore drug abusers. Like, it's super fucked up. Like, at the same time, you gotta love the machine that Hollywood is. Child actress and model Jamie King is super notorious for her direct impact and influence on the heroin chic movement that went down in the 90s with like Kate Moss and, Kurt Cobain, that little clique, especially within the fashion industry. So it's super interesting because Jamie King was, scouted by a modeling agency at the age of 14 where she was introduced to like heroin and opiates and, you feel me, things of that degree. It almost seems like fame at an early age kind of equates to hardcore drug addiction. Devastatingly iconic is the fact that there's a photo of Jamie King when she was like 14, like literally like passed out unconscious on a grown man's lap. Not only was she passed out damn near unconscious because of drugs, she was also photographed at the same time by a photographer named David Sorrenti. Like, wild. What makes this photo even weirder is the fact that she's clearly like blacked out, but the guy is seen pouring another shot of vodka for her. Huh? Let's talk about the kind of obvious Drew Barrymore. I just think it's super interesting because the fact that like children naturally have vivid imaginations, their subconscious isn't programmed, so they're not able to decipher, you feel me, reality from non-reality. And to be a child actress at that, you for sure are not going to be able to decipher reality from fake. If you know, you know. And she's a Pisces. When I think about Pisces, I think escapist and drug addict. Drew Barrymore was literally like born into the toxicity of the industry, of the film industry. Like by 11, she was drinking alcohol and smoking pot and was completely like out there at a very young age. Like, let's look at Amanda Bynes. Let's look at the Quiet on Set. Let's start putting the, connecting the dots. Like, Drew Barrymore, unfortunately, was exposed to heavier chemicals like cocaine, ecstasy. Not only is your mind fragile and malleable because you're a child, and the fact that you're born into this alternate reality, you're being exposed to things in a toxic way. Like, you gotta have respect for Drew Barrymore because that's for sure one of my favorite actresses, but she for sure was born into the industry and definitely faced hardcore addiction at a very young age. And it's weird because Hollywood is so fascinated with like glamorizing like drug addiction and youth and all of the wrong things, especially involving children. It's super suspect and it's super weird to me. As a teenager, she already, was in and out of multiple drug rehabs. And, I just really, I feel for her. You feel me? I've always loved me, my little Drew Barrymore. You feel me? That's a lot. You can for sure say that Drew Barrymore experienced one hell of a life before she was even a legal adult. As far as drug usage within Hollywood, it seems like either you're born into, wealth and connections and life is easy for you, or you receive notoriety through the drug scene, which is super like a paradox if you think about it. Like, why do you have to become a crackhead to be known? Why would you want to be a crackhead? Why would you want to? Pink was for sure, you know, dabbling in the drug scene by like 12, you feel me? Doing drugs, selling drugs, overdosing, and literally becoming famous because of her just hardcore drug usage. By 13 though, like, where was your parents at, girl? Ecstasy, crystal meth, acid, weed, pink, the list goes on. After Pink overdosed, she kind of took her career more seriously and found purpose with, you know, with what she wants to do with her, you know, career-wise type shit. Yeah, if you know, Pink has definitely written music about, you know, her past drug addiction, and I respect it. You feel me? Being exposed to that type of environment, you know, at a super young age and being able to make something out of it and make it out, that's inspirational more than anything. Especially, like I said, to be so young. 13, you already overdosed, you already did crack, heroin, acid, you already sold drugs, like, damn. Courtney Love. Drop in the comment if you believe that Kurt unalived himself or Courtney had something to do with it. Drop it in the comment. Courtney Love seems to be another one of those, you know, artists who were exposed to drugs at a super young age and kind of gained notoriety from, you know, hardcore excessive drug usage. Courtney Love's life is literally the definition of a hurricane. If I'm not mistaken, Courtney said that her father, you know, gave her LSD as a child. Well, why is your daddy giving you LSD as a child? Like, that's weird. I think she for sure takes the cake for being the youngest star to get exposed to drugs, because how your pops expose you to LSD when you're literally a baby? I could see 13, 14, but a baby, you already did LSD, you already thrown off. You feel me? It seems like out of all the people I named in this video, Courtney Love seems to be the one who wasn't able to stop chasing the dragon and kill the demon that is drug addiction, because it seemed like her drug addiction and her past programming kind of ruined her career, so to speak. Like, especially with, you know, being an enabler, Kurt Cobain, doing heroin, allegedly injecting herself with heroin while she was pregnant. Like, yeah, you really mentally gone if you're doing all of that. But like I said, it seems like, you know, when you're exposed to drug usage at such a young age, that shit, you know, carries on with you and really screws you up here. And it's unfortunate, and I respect the game, but it's like, you know, it is what it is. Like, and I say that to say, Courtney Love has admitted to doing drugs or starting to use drugs as young as 10 years old. Like, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Tap inwardly with my other content, you feel me?